Hey, it's Phil Meyer. Let's go over how to use FF14's new configuration sharing feature, available as of patch 7.5. Before we get further into this, if you haven't made a backup of your character in system settings in a while, or ever, I really recommend doing that now. It's easy and it only takes a minute. From the game's character selection screen, you can back up your character settings using the icon next to your character name. Unlike the new configuration sharing feature, these settings are backed up indefinitely, so if you mess anything up, it's easy to revert. Once that's done, back up your client settings as well. You can find that option using the gear icon in the top right of the character selection screen. Alright, now let's get into the new configuration sharing feature. Once you're logged into the game, find it under System Configuration Sharing. Even if your goal is to use someone else's setup, I'd still recommend making your own backup here first. Let's do that now and I'll explain why in a moment. Choose Upload Settings. You can see what will be stored as shared data. Add a comment if you'd like, then upload. Your settings are now uploaded and shareable using the code shown in the confirmation screen. The reason I recommend making your own configuration sharing backup is that it's much faster to restore your previous settings using your own share code than it is to revert through the persistent backup from the character selection screen. So if you want to try out an alternative setup, you can switch and compare quickly without needing to log out to the main menu. One thing to be aware of though, shared data automatically expires after 2 weeks unless you manually extend it. That's why the character selection backup is still a good idea since it persists indefinitely. Now that I've backed up my config, I'm going to intentionally mess up my HUD, then restore it from my own data. Alright, give me a moment here. Excellent. Most perfect looking HUD I've ever seen, but I think I'll go back to what I had before. Applying shared configuration is pretty straightforward. Head back to configuration sharing and this time choose download and apply. Paste in your shared data code and proceed to the next step. Here you can choose which parts of the configuration sharing you'd like to apply. Most of these are self-explanatory, though I can't say with precision which parts of system configuration are excluded or what miscellaneous data contains. If I find more detail on those in the future, I'll pin a comment below. Alright, I'm going to apply everything, and just like that, my shared config is restored. If you have the Final Fantasy XIV companion app, you can also manage your shared configuration upload there. The menu in the top left lets you pin app feature links to your landing page. Add configuration sharing so you can access it quickly. This lets you view your share code and extend the expiration date as long as you have an active subscription. Speaking of which, while I'm an active subscriber, I'll be periodically uploading my latest settings in case you'd like to grab them that way. A couple of things to keep in mind though. First, FF14's HUD layouts can vary depending on your display's aspect ratio and resolution. My main platform is PlayStation 5 on a 4K TV. I had a friend test my HUD layout in his system, and certain elements ended up in different positions after he applied my settings. So if you try out my layout, or anyone else's, you may need to head into your display settings to adjust scaling or tweak element placement by hand afterward. Since the share code isn't permanent, I'll be posting mine on my website, which makes it easier to keep updated whenever my layout changes. Check the video description for the link. I'm also planning to put out another video soon, walking through my personal settings in more detail. I'll link it in the end card once it's ready. There are some improvements in my current layout that haven't been reflected in my videos yet, so keep an eye out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.